two, 1, 2, 3.
Every home has one. A place to organize bills, coordinate schedules, and display pictures. The classic bulletin board is a cornerstone to cohesion and efficient planning in any household. We knew that when we saw corks at the scrap box, there was a product we could make that was both creative and functional. Doing some on-the-spot market research, we saw that used wine cork bulletin boards already had a large established market on sites like Etsy and Amazon. Before we started production, we knew we needed a business model canvas. We started broad and perhaps a little unrealistic with our ideas on who our partners would be and how we would deliver value. We continually refined our business model until we figured out exactly what value we would deliver, how we would deliver it, and what resources we needed to make it happen. We settled on a value proposition of creating a modern bulletin board that would serve as an artistic and creative way for people to organize. Our original plan for the boards was to use wine corks and surround them with frame samples that we had purchased at Scrapbox. Once we tried to build the boards with the frame samples, however, we realized that they were hard to work with and we got feedback that they looked unfinished and unprofessional. With this in mind, it was back to the drawing board to figure out what we could use to frame our boards. Then it hit us. Picture frames. We went to the Ann Arbor PTO thrift shop where we were able to get about 10 frames. As we began to make the next iteration of our product, we realized we had another problem. The cardboard backing we had been using in the frames could be a bit flimsy. We decided to use foam core instead, hoping that it would be a little bit more stable. After one final iteration, we discovered that the white background started showing through the gaps between the corks. The solution was one last iteration with a painted foam core backing that provided stability as well as style. After going through so many iterations of our project, we tried to get creative in generating feedback. We posted our product in Yik Yak in hopes that the anonymity would allow people to give us true feedback. While some of it was productive, there were of course some less focused responses. We knew that the market was there for our boards, as there were already several competitors on the market, and we implemented various methods in an attempt to reach that market. We started by making posts in Facebook groups, on Craigslist, and on Etsy. However, none of these gained much traction. On Facebook, we tried to implement first-degree price discrimination by having potential customers offer us a price. We hoped that this would allow us to charge the most per customer, as well as give us an idea of how to price our boards to the general public. Although we had one sale from Facebook, our main channel was simply word of mouth. We also tried to sell after game day in the Diag. From all of our sales attempts, we realized that our product was just for a very small niche of customers that doesn't necessarily fall within a single customer segment. We also think that the bulletin board market may be fully saturated, and trying to enter it would be incredibly difficult. Cutting the corks for use on the board was a very hard and time-consuming task. Each cork had to be cut by hand with a knife, as any attempt to cut them with a power tool proved unsuccessful. From cutting the first cork to gluing the last one on the board, each small board took 2 people on average 30 minutes to make. At a minimum sale price of $15, that equated to an hourly revenue of $30. Raw materials for each board cost less than $1, so our profit margins ended up being pretty good. In the end, we sold 9 boards, which generated $160 in revenue and $150 in profit.